All right, so figure EFGH is a dilation of figure EFGH. And it says, note the figures are not drawn to scale. What is the value of x in inches? So this is going back a couple units where we talked about similarity. Again, proportions. A lot of this stuff really all we do very similar things. We're always looking to kind of follow a multiplication or division rule to keep this dilation or these similarities. So let's write down what we have. The larger figure is basically 9 inches and 12 inches. So it's got a 9-inch kind of a height, basically 12-inch base. And then on the smaller one, x, we got to solve for x, we don't know, is the height, and it's right over 4.8, okay? So when we look at these proportions, what we really need to do is find a relationship somewhere. Well, we're going to look right here. We're going to say, hey, look, something happens to 12 to turn it into 4.8. It's getting smaller, so we're going to divide. What do we divide it by? Well, if we want to figure this out, really the best way to do it is to divide 12 by 4.8, and then we can figure out what we're dividing by, what our scale factor is, essentially, even though we're dividing, and we can use that to solve. So I'm going to shrink this down. I'm going to divide 12 by 4.8 real quick. So when you divide 12 by 4.8, don't freak out with division. Go 12.0. Always put 0.0 just in case you get into decimals. And we're going to divide by 4.8, okay? Now, when you've got a decimal outside right over here, you've got to move it to the end. I'll put a little arrow. We're going to move it one place to the end, and then you match it right there. So we're going to move that decimal one place to the end, and we know now our decimal's at the end. All right, let's divide. So 48. 48 does not go into 1. 48 goes into 12. No, it does not. But 48 does go into 120. How many times? I think it's around 2. Let's try it. What's 48 times 2? Off the top of my head, I think it's 96. Am I right about that, everybody? 8 times 2 is 16. 8, 9. I'm right. Cool. All right. So I'm going to switch to, I'll keep it purple, 96, and let's do some subtraction. Okay. We can't do 0 minus 6, so I'm going to borrow over 1. 10 minus 6 is 4. I can't do 11, so I'm going to borrow over. So what I end up getting here is 24, but then you bring down a 0. Don't forget to bring down for 240. Well, I think 240, we're going to divide 48 into that real quick. But I'll tell you right now, 48 goes into 240 evenly, and it's 5 times, all right? I don't want to take up too much time in the video, but it gets 2.5. And actually, some students, I know you could figure out that this relationship right here is divided by 2.5, 2.5. That's not the answer, but that can help you. So what are we going to do? We're going to divide 9 by 2.5. Divide 9 by 2.5. So unfortunately, if you hate division, this is one of those that can kind of get you, okay? But we can get better with it. So we're going to take 9, we're going to divide it by 2.5. So 9 or 9.0 in the box divided by 2.5. Looks like that. Again, what am I going to do? I'm going to bring the arrow over to the end. I'm going to bring the decimal to the end one spot. And now we're just going to divide. It's basically like dividing 90 by 25. 25 does not go into 9. 25 goes into 93 times. 25 times 3 is 75. When you subtract, you're going to get 15. All right, I'm going to show you. We can borrow over, but 10 minus 5 is 5. 8 minus 7 is 1. What do you do after you subtract? You bring down. You bring down to 0. 25 now into 150. It's going to be 6 times. 25 goes into 100 4 times. It goes into 50 2 more times. So I'm getting 3.6 is the answer. X equals 3.6. Is that an answer choice? Bam, it's right there. All right. So a little tricky, but this is what we're looking for here on question 12, finding the proportions. What are you dividing by? And then taking it from there.